right, welcome back to your 2024 WNXL World Cup here in Kissimmee, Florida. We are about to watch the Heroines take on Tiki'S Ohana. And on the backside of that match, we're going to watch Belladonna take on St. Louis Archangels. This will be Heroines' first game for the day. I think, actually, let me take it back. Belladonna has already played today. I believe the Archangels have already played today. So Tiki and Heroines, this will be their start to the weekend. To make it easier, Heroines are going to be on your left. They're in the all-black jerseys, a little bit of red trim. And on your right, you're going to have Tiki'S Ohana in the white jerseys.
No mix-up there today.
No. It's pretty hard to get away with wiping hits with white jerseys.
Right. And especially with this paint. We talked about it this morning. It's so thick. It looks like Heroines are just going to make a really deep middle run here. And they've got their snake making the work.
Yep. Heroines up to maybe the S3 at this point, and they've got some presence up the middle. They're in that ever-important snake side brick at the 50. She's choosing to look Dorito side at the moment.
Which works out for her because, I mean, you know, she can do that job because they're making kills out of that home right now. So now they're probably in, what, 54, I would say? They didn't lose any Heroines players. So it looks like Camilla from Ohana is actually in front of us in the snake. She's checking out the inside, trying to see if she can find a cross shot somewhere.
Bracco doing the same thing for Heroines. Heroines crossed the 50, though. That's Rojas crossed the 50 onto their wedge. Nobody's picked up on it yet.
Right.
She's in a lot of trouble from this snake if she looks over.
She's very patient, though, and I think she's reading the field really well, and that's why she's there, and she's posted up on the other side.
Oh, good, clean kill.
Yes. Unfortunately, Camilla was looking behind her to talk to their player.
Bracco's going to finish off this snake
one more here. I mean, you know how it is. The Blancos are so little, you don't see them coming.
That said, I think the Heroines got away with a little bit of there. I don't mean cheating they got away with. I mean, that push through the middle should not have worked. They kind of got lucky that the snake player for Ohana
there wasn't a lot.
didn't look inside. She couldn't reach.
We have like a thing and we talk about it. Like, you know, when they got to hit the buzzer, they're hopping over. But
she couldn't reach.
Yeah, I think there wasn't a lot of pressure, so they took that opportunity and ran with it, as they should. I mean, if they didn't, I would be surprised that Brad's not in that pit being like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So I think when you give them opportunity, they will take an inch and they're going to go a mile.
All right, we're going to see the St. Louis Archangels take on Belladonna. Belladonna already having played today.
20 seconds.
Same thing with St. Louis.
So we've got Belladonna on the right. Some nice, another bright white jersey for us.
10 seconds.
Yeah, it's white jersey on white jersey.
I was going to say, white is really the theme this year, and I don't know how I feel about it.
You're going to make my life difficult, especially in bunkering situations.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Belladonna, I don't even know what to call this. Would you call that like a triple stack in this home for a minute there?
A triple of it at home. The problem is I don't think it paid dividends. All the Archangels got out to their bunkers alive, which means you just gave up a lot of territory.
Right,
and
you should have. I would have taken a little more risk. I mean, if you had more reward with the triple stack, then totally, but maybe they're just trying things out, see what's going to click.
All right, well, Archangels now have to fight their way upfield against the, the Belladonnas have to fight their way upfield. The Archangels already took the territory. What the Archangels don't have, and neither team has, is a presence at that 50 brick over here on the snake side. That's going to allow the snake players to do whatever they want, kind of.
Right. I mean, yeah, and you know what, looking on the inside like that for the Angels, it's good, but I just think that she should be a little more concerned about if there's a snake presence. I'm not sure if she knows that there is.
For the Archangels and the Snake, she may have just been given a job. Stay on the Dorito side. Don't let it happen. She's going to allow her middle wedge to try to take the pressure off the Snake side. Frankly, that middle wedge is not great, though, for doing anything about stopping the Snake. So
no, I'd love to see a bump coming out of that instead of just hanging there.
Agreed.
Oh, and we see some hand gestures going on from the Snake.
That's number 14, Vivian Pham in the Snake for the Archangels.
Now for Belladonna, I'm trying to figure out who's in front of me, but these white, oh, here we go. White numbers on white jerseys are not ideal.
All right, Archangels fill in that snake corner. However, they lose their middle snake. I'm sorry, not middle snake, their middle wedge.
Yeah, Snake is still, for Arch, they're still in there, and she's still on that job. So, I mean, that must be something that was set in stone on this play.
2 Archangels peeling off the field, so they just have 3 left.
And we've got number 25 is Michelle, it looks like, for Belladonna. It looks like she's kind of looking for the bodies. She's trying to read and react here. I do love an aggressive front player like this. She's got the backup she needs in that Snake corner, so even if we lose her, she's got someone to fill.
This is going to be a very up close and personal here in a second.
Oh, yep, here it is. I've seen a lot of this today. Oh, yeah.
Ooh. Is it clean?
It looks like it.
It's clean. Now, she has something on her hip, but the refs have been staring at it for minutes now, so I think they think it's a rub or she landed on a ball.
Oh, I do see that, yes.
All right, Archangel's going to towel out of that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have seen a lot of those really close straights. I don't know if you've been on social media, but there was a video on the pro field of 2 players colliding, and a gun is in the neck, basically just shooting balls.
This weekend?
Yeah, some point this morning. Can't remember who it was. I watched it really quickly, but it was skin contact to barrel, just still shooting. I was like, that's got to hurt.
That is brutal.
Yeah.
So that is why they got rid of the giant wall. A few years ago, we had that giant wall.
Oh, yeah, and that collision, and people were knocking each other out.
Yeah, we had a major eye injury, actually, in a pro match, and they said that's enough.
Yeah.
And they got rid of that. Now, that doesn't prevent all up-close and personal
absolutely not.
collision-type plays, but
I think it is pretty frequent on this layout compared to the rest we've had during the season, so hopefully it just doesn't get as severe as the week goes on.
All right, Ohana going right in the snake off the break.
Heroines lose Krista Titus out of the middle, unfortunately, and they lose another body.
Advantage Ohana. They got 5 alive. They're up the snake. They're up the middle.
Yeah, but you know the Heroines. They've got one sneaky snake. It looks like a Blanco in there. They also lose, looks like Alicia as well. So they've lost 2. They've got 3 bodies going on. Looks like Danny, one of the Blancos, and I can't see this other Heroines player. She's tucked in pretty tight. Oh, it looks like Brooklyn.
Ohana moving up to their snake 4. She's looking cross.
Yep.
She might have a chance of shot at this Dorito side tower.
Yeah, and Brooklyn actually left the back. She's actually in that Dorito tower now. Hoping she keeps kind of pushing that side.
Ohana's going to lose a player from their Dorito side, though. So down to 4 bodies.
Yeah, I think their snake players identify that there's someone in there and they might be looking the other way, so they're going to take advantage of that. And hopefully,
Heroines into that Dorito 50 mess over there.
See, that's what I'm looking for. 3. That's what I'm looking for from her. We've got Danny, who made her way to the snake corner. She's going to back up. The snake player here. Okay, so I think they've both identified that they're here. So now the question is, where do you go from here?
Yeah, well, unfortunately for the Ohana player, it's back to your pit. No, she's clean.
No.
She.
But she shot the ref. Oh, no.
up.
She was thinking it was a player.
Yeah, I don't blame her. It's
yeah,
not her
I
fault.
mean, safe than sorry, you know.
She made a hand
She's going to make the run. But I don't think she knew the corner was there.
Yeah, that didn't work.
Yeah. Thought process was there, but the move was just not ready yet. And it looks like, yeah, the Heroines are going to be posted up in the snake, looking Dorito side.
They've got a mini temple over here that's in a little bit of trouble. She's going to get a check. And sure enough, she is out.
Oof.
That leaves this snake for Ohana. Needs to do a lot of work. She's got the snake insert behind her, but that is not great field positioning in this gun situation.
And we've got Danny, who just left the snake corner and just ran all the way up into this middle brick.
Another Ohana player walking off. This is pretty much the door shut on this one for them. This is just a closeout for the Heroines. There's the towel. Heroines are going to go up 2-0 on this one.
Yeah, I mean, for the Heroines, I think if you allow them to control the pace, it's going to be hard. I mean, they will take advantage of that, and once they're on their time, their pace, sometimes I feel like it's over at that point.
All right, we have Belladonna taking the field against the Archangels. Belladonna up by 1 point. Scandalous amounts of clock left, so that's not an issue.
20 seconds.
All right, so we've got Archangels on the right, and we've got Belladonna on the left. Both are going to actually fill the snake, and they're both going at the same pace. They're both going to try to, make their way up there.
Archangels, good push up the middle. They're playing the brick on the Dorito side.
And I do love that. And, I love how much space she's taking off of that brick. I think, that amount of size brick can give you a lot of opportunity to kind of take a few steps back and change your angle.
Now, it looks like Belladonna managed to get a player through her stream from that brick and got into that snake corner. Belladonna's now in snake, home. They're now up to the S4, snake corner.
Yeah, Archangels is in the snake. She's trying to figure out which way she wants to look. She keeps looking inside, but I don't know if she thinks that, there's nothing there for her, or she's worried about her middle player. But I'd love to see her start rolling her gun.
Belladonna's rolling resources over here to the snake side. They've certainly determined that this is where they're going to win this game.
Yeah, like we said this morning, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Fair enough.
If you find your strong side, you got to use that to your advantage.
Keep doing it until the team can stop you.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like Angels are playing a little conservative in this back. They've got two still back here, and don't get me wrong, they do have one in the snake and one in the center. But I would love to see a little more push coming from these two back players a little bit.
That said, I would like to see this Archangel player in the snake be a little bit more passive, because if she dies in a gunfight here, they've got nothing holding up this snake side.
Yeah, I feel like her backline should kind of tell her, like, hey, pace yourself. We're all still here, and there's no issues. You're not a one-man show. And as I say that, they're going to... What a move by Belladonna.
Did she get away with that?
I like that. I think she did. And even if she's hit, it's gone by now, realistically. Hate to be that person.
Well, I didn't see any wiping motion.
Yeah, I didn't see anything. Maybe, but, even if something happened along the way.
Huge move by number 19 from Belladonna.
That is going to be... Oh, gosh. I might chop this. What would you consider that?
Deville Janacate?
Yeah. Oh, wow. You said that so nicely.
I just said it confidently. Doesn't mean I'm right.
We're going to have to sit each of them down and be like, tell me a million times how to say your name.
Janacate is going to absolutely close this game out. Great move in the snake. She moves up, takes another kill. She gets to the corner. She's going to get another kill. Yeah, she took that game on her back and just said, this is mine.
Right. She was like, let's go catch this point. I feel like she got to a good spot and then was very patient with it. She wasn't like, okay, like, how do I win this on my own? She's very much like, let me wait. Let me watch this point develop. Okay, go from there. She saw an opportunity to finish it, and she took that.
That was a great move. To be honest, let's be fair. I don't think that move should have worked where she bunkered.
Oh, absolutely not. It was so risky, and if it was any other time frame, I'd be like, there's no way that's going to happen. And, it did, and I can't tell if it's sheer luck or sheer skill, but props to her.
Yeah, props to her. Here's one of my big sins that I keep, preaching about. If you go into bunker player, don't run wide. It drives me nuts.
Right.
But she made it work.
Right.
She ran wide and she made it work.
We've seen that locally, right? We have players run wide and then they run out of bounds.
Yeah.
And then we're like, oh no, see,
it's even worse.
now you're really done.
You're killing me. All right, Heroines on your left, Tiki'S Ohana on your right. Heroines up by 2 points. Close to 11 minutes on the clock.
And it looks like Tiki's got all 5.
5 alive for both teams.
Right, yeah, so they've,
Heroine snake player really aggressive up this side.
Absolutely. And unless they're going to hold her, she's going to take it.
That might be Blanco.
Based on sizing,
yeah.
I'm going to say it's a Blanco. And let's see. Ohana's also in the snake, and she's actually checking out the cross shots, but she's catching a little heat from that side as well. So she's trying to kind of tuck in and make sure she's safe by also throwing some paint over there so she doesn't make it seem like they should be able to bump or anything.
I like that Tiki'S is countering by trying to get up the middle themselves. They're focusing on using that to slow down the Dorito side.
Right. And hopefully they didn't lose a body. And if they didn't, then they must have an island on that Dorito side because 4 of them are basically over here. And we've got 2 in the snake, 1 in this Aztec, and 1 in that middle.
I think we are still at 5 alive for both teams.
Oh,
no,
just,
Blanca got shot.
She just caught one.
Did she catch one from her own team is the question.
I
Because I didn't see anybody from
that side. Yeah, I don't
Tiki'S
know.
looking her way.
Oh, no.
Ooh. Well, I don't know.
Well, I guess we'll find out. We'll hear Brad from the pit, I'm sure.
All right, so momentum now in Tiki'S Ohana's favor.
Right, and they're going to take the snake tower. So we've got a snake tower. We've got a snake corner. Very much we're pushing heavy snake for Ohana.
Rojas, number 30 for Heroines, still in the snake. She's looking cross, though, trying to slow things down. Brigman gets right past that Heroine gun that was waiting for her from that middle wedge. Ooh, careful, don't come right out into a gun.
Right.
Oh, I take it back. Do exactly what you're doing. You shot out that middle wedge.
Yeah, so that's 28 from what I'm looking at, right? So that should be Jillian Brigman.
She just, however, she just lost her teammate in the tower right next to her.
See,
Now she gets picked by the opposing tower.
I can't say anything anymore. I feel like I'm just cursing everybody.
Cursing people?
Yep. Okay, so now this is the chance. The snake corner either needs to fill or we need to start, figuring out how do we win from here because we've got that giant wing over here in the snake corner. I'm not sure. Ooh, and you know what? As I say that, they're going to get a minor penalty.
That is going to gut what's left of Ohana.
Right.
There you go, and they towel out of that one.
Yeah.
Well, that was a huge back and forth game. I thought at one point Ohana had run away with it, and then it just fell apart for them towards the end there.
Right.
And that penalty was a killer.
Yeah. It's, man. And it's always at the end, too, where you're like, yeah, we're doing well on the bodies, and then you see the flag, and you're like, oh, okay, never mind.
Oh, look,
I took that back.
A trapdoor opened up underneath us.
Yeah.
We plunged to our deaths.
Right, yeah.
All right, we're going to go back over to Archangels versus Belladonna. Nearly 9 minutes on the clock. Belladonna's up by a couple points. Archangels got to get to the box. They are late.
Oh, never a good sign.
Get in there, get in there, get in there.
Hurry up. Everybody's got to touch up.
Tag up, tag up.
I think we've only seen one player today who has not made it to tag up.
No, we've seen a few, actually.
You have?
Yeah, the WNXL session started this afternoon. There's been a number of teams late to the box.
Really? I saw one, very obvious semi-pro player today, and I was like, whoa, that is a long run.
Yep.
This buzzer has gone off. All right, so we've got a Belladonna in this cake, and I kind of like that, she's taking that risk in that small bunker.
Archangel from the snake is going to get pulled out. She's a little bit lucky she didn't get a penalty because it clearly was a hit older than a second. Let me put it that way. It wasn't.
Right.
It didn't just occur.
This Archangel is putting pressure on this snake, though. She's kind of stuck. Either she needs to start pushing on the wire side, or she can't be looking inside. But this Archangel's really applying that paint. It's just I can see it just splatting by her.
So I can make an argument that if you're that Archangel in that brick right now, stop shooting. Try to bait that player into coming out on you.
Right, for sure. Let them think they can go, and then just take her out.
She's going to try to crawl.
Right.
No, it's not going to work.
Nope. Right on the hip.
Belladonna and Archangels both have a player only one bunker away from each other up the middle. I don't think either one has any idea.
Right, so I guess it's just who's going to hear the rolling gun and who's going to make the move.
Yep.
And then Belladonna does have someone in the snake corners. And, they're communicating across the field, which is what we talked about this morning, how there wasn't a lot. But it seems like the girls are really putting it together.
Another Archangel walking off, though, from the Dorito side.
Okay, see, here it is. Archangel's kind of turning the corner here to figure it out. Oh, see. Oof. Dang.
Belladonna's used the moment to drop into that Dorito side.
Yep, and that's going to be Michelle again in the snake filling up. Okay, this is what I love. When teams are just so in sync that they just start launching at the same time.
Point approved.
There it is. Belladonna's going to go up 3-0 on this. Now, there is a fair amount of time left, 6 minutes and 20 seconds. It is possible to claw back on that one.
Oh, absolutely.
All right. Ohana also in a similar hole, though, down 3-0. They're the ones that have 6 minutes and 20 seconds, excuse me. Again, winnable, but I'm going to start putting something together.
Right. It's a tough.
20 seconds.
It's tough. You have to really put your head down and start grinding it out and really make sure you're catching maybe a point a minute, point every 2.
Don't get penalties.
No penalties, yeah. I know we say that now, and watch, we're going to see a bunch of flags. And then we got to like issue an apology.
We cause this. I mean, predominantly, and this isn't unusual, predominantly I've been seeing yellows, and minors, in my opinion, most minors are not intentional cheating. You had a hit on a pack or on top of your hopper. You didn't know about it. But the refs have been pouring those on.
Well, and then we've seen a lot of like dead player talking penalties, which that is something you can control. And if you're coming back to my pit as a coach and I see you talking as a dead player, you're getting an earful because that is a penalty that we absolutely can control.
So these refs are not just calling penalties on talking after a hit. If you stay on the field, what's called gesticulating, that is not a dirty word, look it up, you will get a penalty out here today.
I just learned something new today. Thank you very much.
Yeah, look it up.
Maybe it'll be a Wordle someday. All right, we've got Heroines on the right.
10 seconds.
All right, Ohana's on the right. They're down 3-0. They got 6 minutes on the clock. They need to make something happen.
Ohana's on the left. Heroines on the right.
I'm sorry. I don't know my left and right.
okay.
I'm still working on colors.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? We can have a lesson sometime. Ooh.
Thanks, Mom.
Oh, no. So I thought I saw some paint break off of the Heroines player diving into the snake, but she's good.
Big run up the middle. This is going to get her shot, though.
Yep.
Yeah, you're not. There's a gun waiting for you. Ohana player gets chewed up by the Heroine number 3 waiting for her.
Yeah, and looks like Brooklyn in that home, which is a great bunker park. She's tall, and then I believe that's Jen Folk next to her as well. Yes. You know what? You know when Jen's on the field because her communication is so loud, so clear, so consistent.
Yep.
As we're talking about her, I look over and her mom's in the corner of my eye. Now I'm going based on assumption, and I'm just going to say that I'm pretty sure this is Alicia, the Heroines player, who is on their side. If I'm wrong, so sorry, but I'm just going based on looks here. And I can't read that far.
Well, I was going to say she's in a bit of trouble from the snake, but the snake is going to take a walk
All right,
from
the
Ohana.
snake's gone now, so hopefully we capitalize here. The Heroines snake is also going to bump up. Now it's just about connecting the two.
Yeah, and this is the vice is closing here for Ohana.
Oh, absolutely.
You've got this corner bunker, and I don't think she's going to last more than a couple more seconds. Snake corner is in trouble. As I say that, Heroine player taking a walk from the middle.
Yeah, they do lose her.
This may be salvageable.
I just want to see if I was right on this call. Yes.
Yeah.
So it was Alicia, so give her props for that.
Ohana's going to go ahead and towel out of that one as soon as they lost their snake corner player. And that is going to put them down at, I think, 4-0.
Yeah, now they're in a tough spot, so they really need to go back and make adjustments and start getting a little more aggressive or start developing a new game plan, and it's got to be quick.
Yeah, try something funky and try to throw the Heroines off their game.
Right.
The good news is I don't think you're losing a lot of players on the run out. It's not that you're just walking into gunfight, walking into lanes and dying, but...
Well, the thing with the Heroines and Brad as well is they will run through, I think, every scenario known to man. So they're prepared for a lot. So you really do have to get very, very creative to throw them off. We've practiced them a few times, and the things that they attempt and try is just mind-blowing sometimes. All right, so Archangels are going to be 5 alive off the break, and we're making this giant run to the brick. This is what I love to see.
Yeah.
Is this middle finally being really capitalized on, used, filled. They do lose a player in the back, unfortunately. I think coming out of the Dorito corner, possibly.
So Belladonna up 3-0. They're also up by 1 body now in this situation. Clock at 7 minutes. That's a lot of time to kill, so I don't think you really could go into clock killing mode yet.
No, that's too long.
If you're
too
Belladonna,
much.
Just go ahead and try to win the game.
Right, might as well. I kind of feel like the Angels they're all on a job, but I don't know if they're all on a job together. Like, I've got the snake corner who's looking inside this giant brick. She's looking out for the snake. And then we've got a Dorito, and we just lost that Dorito player. So now it's really going to be based on connecting here and figuring out how do we manage this point right now.
Belladonna pushing up the snake a little bit. They do have that middle wedge. They're in control of this game. Right now, Archangels have to get a kill, and this brick is probably the best place to do it.
Exactly, yeah. I think trying to kill the snake or at least keep the snake contained. But Oh,
they
they're
might
asking
have
for a check.
flipped her.
In that snake
Yeah,
tower.
the refs are
it's gonna be a
calling her
call.
out.
Yep.
All right, that's a kill.
There's one. So now we really just need to focus on the snake and keeping it contained.
So if I'm this brick,
Ooh.
Oh no, the brick dies.
Yeah.
Great
from
over
the
the
Dorito
top
side.
snap shooting by Belladonna. I believe that's Jonah Conte again.
Mm-hmm. Really, really on fire right now. We've got to run through the middle, and it's a trade. So now it looks like and the Angels do lose their snake player as well.
That was Mandy Bertram trying to go through the middle there. She did some damage.
Right? Yeah. She took a body.
Yep.
That's what we want.
But she lived to tell the tale.
Concede. Point approved.
All right, Belladonna's going to go up 4-0.
Yeah, and looking at the Angels, I'm looking at 22 right now. Kylie, she's either tired or defeated from playing in that snake for so long and trying to figure out how do we do this.
It's frustrating. Going, 4-0 is just frustrating. It's
Right.
like, what do we do? We're trying it.
30 seconds.
4 points isn't enough to say you tried everything, but
Right.
you tried a lot.
Well, then it's hard because then it's a mental strength at that point. You got to go back and build morale in the pit and make
Resilience.
them. You got to amp them up. Like
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
going to play and we're going to play our hearts out, and that's also a really tough battle to sit there and try to motivate players to go out there and still keep playing.
The great Chuck D of Public Enemy once said, "Never let a win go to your head or a loss go to your heart."
Exactly. I do
Quoting
love
Chuck
that
D, I
one.
love it. All right, Heroines on your left. Heroines in a commanding 4-0 lead. Tiki'S Ohana just they
They
lose
do
one
lose
player
somebody. Yeah,
immediately.
they doubled up that home and they lost somebody. They're losing another body off that
Yeah.
Dorito side. So now they've got a Dorito corner who is going to make a bump to that tower. They've got a snake who's making her way slowly but steady. And that home player. And we're getting a check in the snake for Ohana.
4-3 advantage. No, now 4-2 advantage for
Yeah.
Heroines.
Yeah, so Ohana's lost 3.
Yeah, Heroines are very close to mercying this one. If you're Heroines right now, you should be yelling story time. Just lock it up.
Right.
Nothing's in favor of Ohana right now. Not the bodies, not the clock, not the game points situation.
Yeah, they still have somebody in
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
Holmes
that,
taking a walk.
that can, unfortunately.
This is the worst situation to be the last player in your team because there's no reason for your coach to flag it. Oh, they went ahead and flagged it just to save her.
They were like, we're going to be nice here. Well, yeah, when you see, 4 or 5
Yeah.
heroines running towards you,
Yeah.
sorry, but I'm also going to be like, please help me. For the love of God,
Please
I
get me
don't
out
want to
of this.
be here.
What did I do to deserve this?
I know. Did I not make it to practice last
Yeah,
week? Is
yeah.
that why? Is this punishment? What happened?
That's when you go ahead and shoot yourself in the foot and just get off the field.
Yeah,
They clipped my shoe, coach.
I know. Usually you bank on a teammate just to take you out, and there's nobody there, and
Yeah.
you're like, oh, okay.
It's just me.
You try to dead man walk it, maybe take a little risk. If I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna go out
Full on green mile.
yeah, blazing.
All right, well, we're taking a timeout here. Belladonna's versus Archangels. I'm not sure who took the timeout. Archangels most likely because they are in a desperate situation.
Yeah, they really need to take a look and figure out what are we gonna do here because a 4-0 is not great right now. Not a good spot to be in.
No, not recommended. It's a pro level advice we're handing out to the viewers right now. Don't go 0-4. All right, Archangels probably taking a timeout. They got to figure something out. 6 minutes is enough that theoretically you could bring this back, but you can't make one mistake. You've got to win. You got to reel off 4 points without a single loss.
Yeah, you can't have a single penalty, and you need to really
Minute and a half each.
You need to run it.
Yeah.
I think it was my husband who told me that you can run across the field depending on the layout in 13 seconds.
Not
I mean,
me.
he's
Not me.
small, he's kind of athletic, but he's always like, okay, so I look at a clock and I think, okay, can I run my butt off 13 seconds as many points as possible? I don't know, but I'm going to give it a go.
Yeah, that's fair. But when the other team knows that you have to do that, you just
Right.
run into guns.
I mean, but we did see Colton Dahl, Wrecking Crew, do that, and I mean, it was concerning. We were all nervous for
Yeah.
him, but I mean, he did make that happen. I think it was 11 seconds though.
He lacked survival instinct
Yep.
on that one.
Okay, so we've got Belladonna on the right. We're gonna
All right.
get in that
Archangels are
snake.
just flying up the field.
Yep. Yeah, they really need to put the aggression on.
Yep.
And I'm glad that they did.
So they've occupied some 50 bricks, which is awesome.
Yeah, and Belladonna's gonna, do what most teams are gonna do, and they're gonna kind of hang in the back for a minute.
Ooh, I think we have gun surgery going on though for the Archangels in
Oh
Snake
no,
One.
that is never a good.
Yeah,
it's never a
her
good sign.
her
here.
hopper's in pieces and she's hand feeding paint in off the ground, no less.
And Belladonna is really comfortable right now because their snake player and their ad side player were just both guns down, having a conversation, putting the pieces together. So, but now they've got, it looks like, yeah, they had a middle push going on in that giant brick.
Belladonna catches the back of the Archangel in the brick up here, so she's going to take a walk.
So I believe that middle push from Belladonna is going to be Kim. She's kind of looking Dorito way, trying to see if she can catch somebody that side. Because now Belladonna is maintaining the snake this way. Oh, but they do lose Kim out of the middle.
But at the same time, Archangels loses their middle player.
Battle of the middles.
This is turning into
a
meat grinder up there.
Okay.
Right. And as we talk, the clock just keeps bleeding away.
I
mean, I can't fault the Archangel who doesn't have a working hopper. It's not really on her. And yeah. Number 14 there for Archangel. She's pointing at her gun, trying to get her teammate to understand the situation. But
yeah, there's got to be a call for that. I mean, most of the time, there should be. A lot of teams have it.
She's going to crawl back to snake corner. Oh, this is just awful.
It's like a slow, painful death, and I feel really bad for her.
What were we just talking about? Shoot yourself in the foot and just get out of there?
Well, she can't even shoot herself in the foot. The gun doesn't work. Oh, goodness.
You know what, though? If you make a wiping motion, the refs have to call you for wiping.
Right, and well, then you've got Michelle. She's pushing the snake again, and she's like, I'm coming for you. Gun working or not, I'm taking you out.
I'm so sorry for this player, number 14 for Archangel.
Oh, yep, and she's finally been shot.
Yeah.
And
That was
Belladonna's
Vivian
gonna make
Fan.
their run for it.
That was just rough for Vivian. We are so sorry.
Yeah. I pray that your gun works for the rest of the weekend.
Right? You've earned it.
Yeah, you've earned that for sure. So if you listen to this later, we're hoping for you.
Yeah,
we're rooting you on.
Her gun broke on the dive into the snake, and that was it. All right. Well, Belladonnas are going to win that one convincingly. As a matter of fact, both matches were won convincingly on Mercy. So Belladonna and Heroines, good for you. Congratulations. And
coming in hot.
We're going to take a little bit of a short break, and we're going to come back with some more WNXL action. Thank you so much for being here with us.